There's something about public crushes that captivate us. The idea of someone shooting their shot and eventually landing the person they've admired for years. It's romantic, cinematic, and in the case of Yo Gotti and Angela Simmons, it felt almost destined. For nearly a decade, Gotti made it known that Angela Simmons, daughter of Rev Run and a figure beloved in her own right, was the woman he dreamed of being with. From lyrics in his music to not-so-subtle Instagram moves, his admiration was loud and unapologetic. And then, after years of waiting and watching, it finally happened. They got together. The fantasy became real. But as we've seen many times in love and in fame, what glitters online doesn't always shine behind the scenes. In less than 2 years, the couple has split, leaving fans wondering, was it ever real? Or was this just a case of romantic obsession meeting inconvenient reality? Today, we're digging deep into the whirlwind relationship between Angela Simmons and Yo Gotti, a story that began with a song and ended with silence. In 2015, Yo Gotti released Down in the DM, a track that would soon become iconic not just for its catchy beat, but for one very personal admission. And I just followed Angela Simmons / boy. I got a crush on Angela Simmons. It was more than just a lyric, it was a declaration, and fans took notice. The internet buzzed with excitement. It was bold, romantic, and unexpected. Gotti wasn't playing coy, he was placing his feelings center stage. For years after, he would continue to sprinkle references to Angela in his songs and interviews, making it clear that his admiration hadn't faded. But during that same time, Angela was building her own life. In 2016, she got engaged to Sutton Tennyson, a businessman with whom she later welcomed a son in 2017. Gotti's fans watched from the sidelines, disappointed but respectful, as Angela seemed to be spoken for. Angela's relationship with Sutton, though initially joyful, began to unravel not long after their son was born. By December 2017, the couple had officially split. In a later interview, Angela admitted that she tried everything to make the relationship work, for her son, for herself, but ultimately, she was unhappy. She said, "I tried and I tried. I wanted it to work because the last thing I wanted was to not be with the person I had my child with." Then, in 2018, tragedy struck. Sutton Tennyson was shot and killed in a brutal incident outside his home. The news rocked Angela's world and the world of hip-hop. She was now a single mother dealing with unimaginable grief. Fans rallied around her, offering support and admiration for her strength. During this time, Gotti appeared to be giving her space, but his songs still reflected longing. In his 2017 track, Save It For Me, he expressed disappointment about Angela's engagement and hinted that his feelings were still strong. The lines, "Pass my number to Angela. I respect it, I'm moving on. But the truth is I want her bad," felt more relevant than ever. After years of unspoken tension and what-ifs, the world was stunned when Gotti and Angela went public with their relationship in January 2023. The announcement was made via Instagram. Angela posted a glamorous photo with Gotti, hand in hand, celebrating New Year's together. The internet exploded. Fans who had followed this saga from the very beginning couldn't believe it. Gotti had gone from admirer to boyfriend. The fantasy had come true. From there, the relationship moved fast and lavishly. The two jetted off on romantic vacations to Paris, Dubai, and tropical destinations. Angela was seen wearing a massive diamond ring in her Instagram stories, leading many to believe that Gotti had proposed. While no formal engagement was announced, the ring symbolized that this was serious. For a while, they looked like a power couple in the making, glowing on red carpets, attending elite events, gifting each other luxury cars and Birkins. On Angela's 37th birthday, Gotti pulled out all the stops: a crocodile Himalaya Birkin bag reportedly worth nearly $300,000, a matching diamond watch, and a desert getaway fit for royalty. Angela returned the gesture for Gotti's birthday, surprising him with a high-end vehicle. It seemed that the man who once confessed his crush in a song had finally gotten the girl, and they were living out a luxury fairy tale. But the fantasy began to fade just as quickly as it had formed. Beneath the romantic photos and curated captions, cracks started to show. Angela began facing financial struggles, including a $48,000 lawsuit for unpaid rent. While it wasn't necessarily tied to Gotti, fans began speculating that the lavish lifestyle was unsustainable. Then came whispers that the luxury car Angela had gifted Gotti was financed, not bought outright. Sources close to the situation claimed Gotti wasn't thrilled. The gestures began to feel hollow, like both sides were trying too hard to keep up appearances. Soon, darker rumors emerged. Gotti was allegedly slipping back into old habits, DMing other women, including one identified as Nurse, who was reportedly an ex-friend of Angela's. The betrayal hit close. According to some sources, Gotti even met up with Nurse in Las Vegas while Angela was out of town. Allegedly, Nurse is now pregnant, and fans believe Gotti might be the father. Angela didn't respond publicly, but her silence spoke volumes. Around this time, she also began posting cryptic messages hinting at emotional exhaustion. "I only want what gives me the same energy I give." As if emotional betrayal wasn't enough, Angela was reportedly faced with a new kind of threat: physical danger. In early 2024, Gotti's brother and CMG label executive, Anthony "Big Jook" Mims, was shot and killed in Memphis. The murder stirred rumors of retaliation and unresolved beef, particularly surrounding the unsolved killing of rapper Yo Gotti. Insiders claimed that Gotti warned Angela she might need to wear a bulletproof vest if she stayed with him. This revelation was chilling. Angela, who had already lost her child's father to gun violence, now found herself in another high-risk relationship. Fans pleaded with her to walk away before tragedy repeated itself. Comments poured in: "You already lost one love to the streets. Don't lose yourself again." It was a heartbreaking reminder of how quickly love can turn into survival mode. Then, after weeks of speculation, Angela finally confirmed what many already suspected. During a sit-down interview with Angie Martinez, she was asked directly, "Are you guys still together or no?" Angela responded calmly, "No, I'm not with him. Not my choice, but I respect him. It's all love." When pressed further, she added, "I wouldn't have chosen it, but it was what was best." At first, her answer made it sound like Gotti had walked away. But when Angie probed deeper, "So wait, he ended it," Angela quickly reversed, saying, "No, it was my choice." The contradiction was subtle, but telling. Either Angela was trying to protect Gotti's image or protect her own peace. Either way, the love story had ended. Looking back, the Angela Simmons and Yo Gotti saga feels less like a fairy tale and more like a fable. A story of what happens when the idea of someone becomes more intoxicating than the reality. Gotti admired Angela for years, but was he truly in love with her or just obsessed with having her? And Angela, did she fall in love with the man who pursued her, or did she fall into a relationship with someone who had idealized her too much to see her clearly? In the end, both may have been victims of timing, pressure, and public expectation. What started as a crush evolved into a public relationship, but the cracks were too deep and the dream too fragile to survive the weight of real life. So now we ask you, was this relationship doomed from the beginning, or did fame, lifestyle, and red flags tear them apart? Was Gotti's love genuine, or was it always about the chase? And did Angela ignore warning signs because she wanted to believe in the fairy tale? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe this was real love or just a long-played fantasy?